This is the story of how a company that nearly went bankrupt rewired the entire future of the automobile, and how a BET of $5.8 billion from one of the world's largest automakers proved they were not bluffing. Every car you have ever driven is basically a nervous system on wheels. Miles and miles of copper wire snake through the doors, the dash, the floor, connecting dozens, sometimes over 100 tiny computers, each one dedicated to a single job. One for your windows, one for your mirrors, one for your seat heaters, and every single one of those wires. As Rivian's Senior Vice President of Electrical Hardware, Vidya Rajagopalan, puts it plainly, every one of these wires is a failure point. For 60 years, the auto industry stacked more wires into cars the same way you would stuff more clothes into an overpacked suitcase. More features meant more copper, more weight, more complexity, more things that could break. Tesla spotted this problem early. Elon Musk pointed out that the Model S carried about 3 kilometers of wiring harnesses. By the time the Model 3 arrived, they had cut that in half to 1.5 kilometers. Musk even claimed they would get the next generation Model Y down to 100 meters. That goal, announced back in 2019, has still never been publicly confirmed as achieved. But Rivian took a fundamentally different approach, and it starts with a concept that sounds deceptively simple: zip codes. Instead of organizing a car's electronics by function, the way virtually every automaker has done it for decades, Rivian organized them by geography. Think of it this way: the old method, called domain-based architecture, groups all the computers that handle your car's body functions together, all the computers that handle the chassis together, all the infotainment computers together. It doesn't matter if one computer controlling your left mirror sits 3 meters away from the computer controlling your left window. They report to different bosses. Rivian flipped that logic entirely. Their zonal architecture divides the vehicle into physical regions: west for the left side, east for the right, south for the rear. Each zone gets its own powerful controller that manages everything in its territory. Rajagopalan explains it best: the beauty of the zonal controller is that it's geography-based. The older domain controllers were function-based. The results are staggering. On the second generation R1, Rivian eliminated 1.6 miles of wiring. On the R2, they went further, stripping out 2.3 miles. That's not a typo. 2.3 miles of copper wire that simply no longer exists. The R2's wiring harness is 20 kilograms lighter, and inline connectors were reduced by 60%. Material costs dropped roughly 35% for the wiring and electronics assembly alone, with a 20% reduction overall and a 15% cut in carbon footprint between generations. And the electronic control unit count, Rivian went from 17 dedicated electronic control units in their first generation down to just 7. For context, Rajagopalan notes that other manufacturers can have anywhere between 40 and 150 electronic control units per vehicle. Perhaps nothing illustrates this transformation better than the dash harness. In the first generation R1, it was legendary for all the wrong reasons: a backbreaking, knotted mass of copper that factory workers dreaded installing. Engineers hated it. Every extra inch was a chance for delay, error, or injury. In the second generation, it is gone. Now Tesla deserves credit for pushing the industry forward too. The Cybertruck introduced a 48-volt low-voltage system, a genuine departure from the 12-volt standard that has been universal since the early 1960s. As Pete Bannon explained at Investor Day, for 60 years the demand for power in the car has been steadily increasing, to the point where we now have to use pretty large wires to carry over 200 amps of current around the car, which increases mass and cost. Tesla even shared those 48-volt specs with competitors. Ford chief executive Jim Farley confirmed he received them, calling it great for the industry. But here the paths diverge. Tesla's approach with the Cybertruck achieved an impressive 84% reduction in harness mass through modular wiring, and its gigabit Ethernet backbone, which Tesla calls Ether Loop. That is genuinely impressive engineering, but Rivian's architecture does something Tesla's does not. It is geography first, built from the ground up to be a platform other companies can adopt. And the biggest proof of that, Volkswagen wrote a check for $5.8 billion to get access to it. The backstory matters here. Volkswagen had been struggling badly with software. Their in-house software division, Cariad, suffered internal setbacks that significantly delayed key vehicle launches. When the world's second largest automaker can't get its software together, that's not a speed bump. That's a crisis. So in June 2024, Volkswagen announced a partnership with Rivian. By November, the joint venture was officially launched, staffed by over 1,500 engineers, and tasked with building a unified software-defined vehicle architecture. Oliver Blume, Volkswagen's group CEO, was direct about the stakes. He said the partnership with Rivian is the next logical step in our software strategy, and with its implementation, we will strengthen our global competitive and technological position. By early 2026, reference vehicles from Volkswagen, Scout, and Audi were running Rivian's software-defined vehicle architecture through brutal winter testing in Sweden. They passed. Volkswagen confirmed the platform operated reliably under harsh winter climatic and dynamic driving conditions. The first Volkswagen production vehicle using a version of this architecture, the ID Every1, is scheduled for 2027. The scalable architecture is central to Volkswagen's long-term strategy to deploy a unified software stack across 30 million vehicles globally. 30 million vehicles running on architecture designed in a building in Palo Alto. RJ Scaringe, Rivian's founder and CEO, acknowledged the complexity of making this work. He said the challenge is getting the network architectures of Rivian's platform and other manufacturers to work together. He called integrating a traditional company's supplier-sourced ECU ecosystem with Rivian's streamlined platform a challenge in every possible way. Meanwhile, the R2 itself is shaping up to be the vehicle that brings all of this to a mass-market price point. EPA filings confirm an 86.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack, dual-motor all-wheel drive, and a certified range of 335 miles on 21-inch tires. It features Rivian's Treehouse drivetrain architecture, which bundles the electronic control units and battery management system into a single accessible unit. It uses 11 internally developed cameras and 5 radars, performing over 250 trillion operations per second. The performance trim launches in spring 2026, and the $45,000 base model follows in late 2027. Rivian also posted its first ever full year of gross profit. It reported $447 million in software revenue in the fourth quarter of 2025 alone, with 60% tied directly to the Volkswagen venture. The company that Wall Street once treated as a punchline is now licensing its brain to one of the oldest automakers on the planet. Now, zonal architecture is not something Rivian invented from scratch. It has been an industry concept for over 5 years. But Rivian built it, shipped it, and proved it works at scale while others were still holding meetings about it. When asked how her team built a full zonal architecture in just 2 years, Rajagopalan credited being based in Silicon Valley, prioritizing vertical integration, and having hardware and software teams sit in the same building. In a legacy original equipment manufacturer, if you want to make a change, you start with a meeting. Then product managers write up a scope of work document, followed by legal contracts, and all of that takes time. At Rivian, you walk over to the engineers, talk it out in a meeting room, and get to work. That philosophy, that refusal to outsource the most critical technology in the vehicle, might be Rivian's most important advantage. As Rajagopalan said, you cannot be a technology leader if you are an integrator. You need to bring value and differentiate. We believe technology is our differentiation. Tesla pushed the industry to think differently about wiring, but Rivian may have built the architecture that defines the next 30 years of cars. Not just their own cars, everyone's.